What's up EFD and welcome back to Scout Report. This January has been another one of big spending in the Premier League, with Todd Boehly continuing to sanction big signings at Chelsea with the arrivals of Badiashille, Mudryk and Madueke, Leeds spending €28 million on Georginio Rütter, and Bournemouth paying over $20 million for Dango Ouattara. But in mainland Europe, most clubs are still having to be frugal in the market, striking bargain deals for undervalued players and making the most of expiring contracts. Here are three of the smartest moves we've seen this January that may not have made the headlines. Ruslan Malinowski to Marseille. Previously a target for both Tottenham and Inter, Ruslan Malinowski was once one of Atalanta's biggest assets, topping the Serie A assist charts with 12 in 2020-21 despite playing fewer than 2,000 league minutes and scoring 8 goals that campaign too, more than Josip Ilicic who had scored 15 the previous term. But with manager Gianpiero Gasperini evolving the side further this season, the Ukraine international fell out of favour in Bergamo, ranking 17th in the squad for minutes played, with 10 of his 15 Serie A appearances coming off the bench. What has followed is a loan move to Marseille with a €10 million obligation to buy with a potential €3 million in add-ons, with the latter reportedly dependent on if the French Giants qualify for the Champions League. And it's not just Europe that manager Igor Tudor has his eye on, with recent good form and a drop-off in results from PSG leaving his side just 5 points adrift of the Ligue 1 leaders after 19 games. They remain an outside shout, but an attacking reinforcements like Malinowski can be no bad thing as they chase an unlikely title. The Shakhtar Donetsk Academy graduate has not been at his best of late, creating just 2.1 chances per 90 this term, down from 3.7 in that brilliant 2021 campaign, and while he is still taking a seemingly impressive 3.1 shots a match, a measly 10% of them are coming inside the box, down from 40% 2 years ago. Of course, the fact he possesses excellent shooting technique and power from range helps in this regard, but the fact he scored just once and produced just 0.79 expected goals from 20 shots so far this season suggests he's being wasteful. But that's not to say he can't contribute to this Marseille side, who remain an entertaining watch this season. Like vintage Atalanta, Igor Tudor's side line up in a 3-4-2-1, with wingbacks Jonathan Klaus and Nuno Tavares plus Sead Kolasinac of late providing serious danger from out wide, with Klaus providing 7 assists, more than anyone in the league bar Messi and Neymar, and Tavares and Kolasinac scoring 8 between them. Malinowski meanwhile is competing with club legend Dimitri Payet and the rejuvenated pair of Cengiz Ünder and Matteo Guendouzi for one of the 2 spots behind the striker. And the numbers suggest he could even be an heir to Payet, who turns 36 in March and has made more sub-appearances than starts this term. Malinowski makes 5.4 shot-creating actions per 90 minutes, the same as the veteran Frenchman and a figure that otherwise leads the Marseille squad, while his average of 0.33 expected assists per 90 over the last year ranks him in the top 9% of players in his position. And in 89 minutes of action for Tudor's side at the time of recording, he's already created 3 goal-scoring opportunities for teammates. And as well as being a creator, he's also useful in build-up, with no one in the Atalanta squad, not even Teun Koopmeiners, matching his 5.9 passes into the final third per 90 this term, although Marseille's midfield pair of Jordan Veretout and Valentin Rougier carry out this role at the Stade Velodrome. He may be approaching the end of his peak, but Malinowski still has a lot to offer, and in the right system can be lethal. He seems an ideal fit for this exciting Marseille side. Adrian Thomason to Lens. PSG's other main challengers this season are Lens, who at the time of recording sit just 3 points behind the French champions, and like Marseille have dipped into the January market as they look to consolidate a place in next season's Champions League and mount a surprise title challenge. And for just €3.9 million, Adrian Thomason is a very solid addition to what is arguably the most consistent team in France this term. Lens are not second in the league by fluke. Since promotion in 2020, they have settled back into life in the top flight with ease, recording consecutive 7th place finishes, and despite selling Cheikh Doucouré and Jonathan Klaus last summer, as well as failing to retain the services of last season's top scorer Arnaud Kalimwendo, they have been even stronger this term. According to FB Rank, Franck Hez's side rank 3rd in the league for expected goals and 2nd for expected goals against, with Lois Openda, signed from Club Brugge last summer, filling the void left by Kalimwendo with 9 league goals already, and Salis Abdul Samed, signed for €5 million to replace Palace-bound Doucouré, ranking 2nd among outfielders for minutes played. As a result, they have lost just once so far this term, less than anyone else in the league. Having spent the last 4.5 seasons at Strasbourg and the previous 3 at Nantes, Adrian Thomason arrives as a well-seasoned and versatile Ligue 1 midfielder, able to operate behind the striker or deeper in the middle. Last season was arguably the best of his career, as he registered 8 goals and 4 assists to help Strasbourg finish in 6th, their best top-flight performance since 1980. And while he's been markedly less productive this term, with 0 goals and 2 assists in 938 minutes before his move to Lens, his quality and experience will no doubt be of use to a small squad that's in danger of burning out before the season's end. His 1.6 shots per 90 is far from remarkable, but still good enough to place him 5th among Lens' regular starters, while his 1.6 key passes ranks him 4th. Pretty good given he was playing in a Strasbourg side that rank 15th in the league for chance creation this term. And judging by his headed goal on his full debut against Brest in the Coupe de France, his movement in the box is decent too, with Hess's side relying heavily on the output of both central midfielder Seko Fofana and playmaker Florian Sotoka. Thomason's proficiency in the final third should take some pressure off them, even if he isn't starting every game, ranking in the top 1% of midfielders for both touches in the opposition box and progressive passes received. A hard worker off the ball too, Thomason's 3.5 tackles and interceptions per 90 from last season is better than any of the central players are managing in Hess's system this term. He should be a real asset to a side chasing a first top 3 finish in 21 years. Viktor Siankov to Girona. Mikhailo Mudryk may be Ukrainian football's latest poster boy, but Viktor Siankov has been overdue a move to a top 5 league for far longer. Signing for La Liga outfit Girona for just €5 million, a significant discount on his €22 million transfer market value, with Siankov's contract with Dynamo Kiev was due to expire in the summer, and his former club were also able to secure a 50% sell-on clause as part of the deal. His top-level numbers speak for themselves. Across 6.5 seasons in Kiev, Siankov made 236 appearances and scored 94 goals, impressive for a winger who has also competed in European competition in every campaign of his career so far. And despite all this experience, he only turned 25 in November. His best years may still be ahead of him. He's pretty creative too, registering 5 assists in 13 league games this term, and has averaged at least 0.8 goals and assists per 90 minutes in each of the last 6 seasons. Of course, he will have to adapt to playing in a new league, but Girona are far from the worst team to be joining right now. They only got promoted back to La Liga last year, and it goes without saying that they don't challenge for titles each year like Dynamo. However, only 4 teams have outscored them in the league so far this season, and they also rank 6th for expected goals, 9th for shots and 9th for possession, above Real Betis and Atletico Madrid. He's also joining a young squad, which with an average age of 25.6 is the 4th youngest in Spain, with the experience of Oriol Romeu and David Lopez complementing young talents like Rainier and Arno Martinez. But despite a very decent attacking record, they could still do with more firepower up top, with 36-year-old Christian Stuani their top scorer in the league this term on 5. With his pace, skill and ability to cut in from the right and shoot, Siankov will add an extra dimension to the Girona attack, and they probably need one. They may be sat 11th at the time of recording, but the Catalan club remain just 4 points above the relegation zone. If he can hit the ground running, we wouldn't be surprised to see the forward become the subject of interest from bigger clubs in the near future. So those were 3 smart January transfers you may have missed, but what did you make of our selection, and can you think of any more? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like, and if you're new here, please subscribe to Euro Football Daily, as we put out analytical videos like this every single day. Thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.